Hey, this is Notser, and this is the user replay of the week. FlyYuch is in the Tier 7 Premium German Battleship Scharnhorst. On the map, Two Brothers. If you have a user replay you would like to submit, please submit the user replay to notserreplay@gmail.com. Please have the replay file, in-score screenshots, 1 to 2 sentence summary, and please include the ship name in the title of the email. I really appreciate all the great, and I do mean great, games that you have shared with me. I just can't. I might have to do 2 user replays back to back or something like that. There's just too many great games, and I'm very proud of all of you in your efforts. It brings a smile to my face to see all the emails come into my email box and read what you have to say, the screenshots, the stories. I love it. Even if it doesn't make it on the channel, I really appreciate it. I do try to check out every little bit of detail, and I just don't have time to reply. I go through it very quickly. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this game in the Scharnhorst. Fly is moving over to D point, and multiple enemies are spotted. It appears that there is at least one extra destroyer that isn't scouted that is capturing. You notice the smoke. If he pulls back, you'll see the smoke. He's lining up a broadside. You notice the smoke, and obviously the Kiev, he's not the one responsible for that. So there's 2 destroyers over there, and he gets a broadside for only 3,200. Unfortunate. It was a long shot, but it wasn't unfortunate for an enemy today. My Nürnberg just got absolutely obliterated, and I was stern. I wasn't even broadside. I think I dropped 22,000 health because the guy hit like 4 citadels or something ridiculous like that. So it's unfortunate that our hero, Fly, was unable to hit the citadel of the enemy cruiser. And of course, the enemy that he does fire on changes their direction. It appears that at least 1 or 2 enemies are headed for A point, and the friendly destroyer is like, nope, 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 nope. There's an enemy cruiser actually going down the center of the map. Interesting. That Koenig is still there, and Fly is still going to try. You sort of want to elevate the gun. You want to predict the intent of the player. Now, sometimes you can't predict that. Sometimes you can. If you're firing on me, you can accurately predict 100% where I'm going to go. And part of that is because I'm just terrible, or I think I can outplay even the best player. I'm a little too overconfident when it comes to some of these things. And oh no, there are torpedoes in the water from the Hatsuharu, the Miyoko. Unfortunately for him, he's not going to get out of the way, but fortunately for the hero, Fly, he blocked the torpedoes that would have inevitably hit Fly or forced him to change his angling. He probably didn't want to do that, and Fly misses his shot against the destroyer. But thank you, Death. I really appreciate that you're blocking the torpedoes for Fly. Maybe that will come in handy later on. We'll see how well Fly does. The Koenigs is still moving back. It looks like he depressed the gun a little bit too much, and he's also running into a friendly. Sorry. Wow, he actually did hit him. He correctly predicted that the enemy would turn back and be a little bit more shallow than he was initially appearing. And this Gneisenau's like, I'm going to stick my face right in this gap. Well, Fly's going to, of course, assist him in doing damage to his ship. And he gets a little bit. I'm sure the Gneisenau is like, you know what, maybe I should back up. Probably not a good location. If there were only torpedoes available that could reach the target. Oh well. Finally, the Koenig is within single shot. Fly lets out a shot. The Koenig angles away again. It looks like he might hit him once. It's just one of those games where you feel like you got good aim, you feel like you understand the enemy, and you still can't get him dead. Fly again fires on the enemy cruiser, and again he's hoping to kill him. Is this the kill shot? No, it's not. Die! Won't you just die? the friendly Koenig might actually die before the enemy. And it looks like Fly does almost a blind shot on the enemy destroyer, who pops the smoke. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to re-angle against the torpedoes. Ooh, he actually did. He touched him up a little bit. Not much, but it's something, right? It was worth the shot. Someone should really get that Koenig. I'm more angry than Fly, apparently, at that Koenig. Ah, hate those guys. Don't you just hate them? They get so lucky. And then I'm over here. Granted, I've been able to get out just as any other player, but I'm the one over here who gets one shot from like 20 kilometers away. Ooh, is this going to be the kill shot? Is this how Fly kills the enemy cruiser? I don't think he's suspecting it at all. I don't think he suspects it. Are you serious? One of those games. Fly's team is not looking very good. The enemy has a very large advantage, and they're actively pushing towards sea, so Fly pulls back. And, oh, you 746 hit points. You cruiser. Who do you think you are, huh? You think you're like some enemy that's trying to avoid dying, huh? You're supposed to just die. So Fly's going to engage the enemy Warspite. Enemy Nicholas is trying to capture the friendly base. Fly might use his back gun against him. Although, he's sort of angling, so he has good angle against those battleships. I don't blame him. And I don't know why there's a flicker there. There must be, it looks like a castle or something. Ooh, this will be good. Yeah, that's pretty good. Overpin, of course, since it's AP. Well, there we go. That's what we wanted to see. 6,400 points of damage. Not bad. 3 didn't overpin. And some of you are like, how did he not overpin on a destroyer? Sometimes a destroyer or a cruiser can angle, and the shell will actually travel through most of the ship. And if it doesn't exit, it does 33% of the damage it's supposed to do. And 3 of those shells did not exit the ship. Now, did they hit a vulnerable part of the ship? Probably not in real life. But as far as the game is concerned, the shell stayed in, therefore it's going to do more damage. And the Warspite is pushing forward. The Warspite is notorious for having these traps that won't let shells overpin. So she tends to take a lot of damage, and I would always recommend firing at the Warspite if you're ever given an opportunity to decide between 2 extremely angled battleships. Because of that, it's just gonna go in very easily. Fly does 5,100 to the enemy Scharnhorst, and he's looking pretty good. He doesn't want to show too much of his side. It looks like the Scharnhorst is firing HE, which is unfortunate considering the angle of Fly. You would have wanted to exploit AP, but he probably was intent on going after the Sims. So far, Fly has not changed out of AP. And that's not ideal either. When you run up against a battleship that has great angling, the caliber of the shot... Okay, well, let's get back to that. Fly, let's go forward. Let's move forward, Fly. Step on the gas, Fly. Come on. Okay, well, it's fine. Thankfully, no one overreacted. But whenever you're going up against a bow-on battleship, you really want to use HE in the Scharnhorst. You don't have the caliber to overmatch, like, say, the Warspite. The Warspite is probably an extreme case because it has the highest caliber tier for tier. And speaking of the Warspite, he has his guns pointed at Fly, and Fly has his guns pointed at him. He might as well try and fire on him. Ooh, look at who it is. It's the Königsberg. Wouldn't it be a shame if your ship, just hypothetically, were shot in the face by a German battleship, a premium German battleship, and Fly lets out? He only needs 1 shell to make contact. Did he? He really missed. What is this Königsberg? What? Did he make sacrifices? Did he ask for a higher power to protect him? Is he some sort of hacker? He's obviously not a hacker. What is the deal? Why can't these shots hit him? Come on, Fly, hit him. Obviously, the Sims is in close proximity. He takes a torpedo. And, you know, the German secondaries are pretty good. They're pretty good. Yeah, he takes out the Sims. Oh, by the way, notice something on the map? Yeah. The cruiser is still alive. Somehow, he's still alive. I wish I was as lucky as this guy. I can't believe he's still alive. The cruiser has taken, you know, he's going to probably look and see, oh, well, they fired like 500,000 at my ship, and I was able to avoid it. Potential damage. This is what the Scharnhorst is great for, though. Close range. Ooh. He has 19,000 in main gun, and he does the rest in torpedoes. Yes. Takes that Warspite out. You had no chance, Mr. Warspite. Speaking of Warspite, friendly Warspite is right next to an enemy Gneisenau, and Fly, don't you dare miss this. Where are these shells going, Fly? Finally! He's dead! It only took, what, 12 minutes to kill the guy? He didn't deserve those 12 minutes. But good job, Fly, in finally defeating the enemy. The friendly Warspite, he died to torpedoes from the Gneisenau. Not really a surprise, I would say. The enemy team has a decided advantage. A less decided advantage now that the Gneisenau is dead. All they have to do is play passive. They don't have to do anything. It's basically a free win. Now, the one thing that Fly has going for him is the 2 destroyers. I can't express how much more power the team has with more destroyers. It allows you to capture objectives at will. There's nobody that's going to stop that destroyer if he goes for A point. It's just not reasonable to decipher. Oh yeah, the enemy destroyer, of course he's going A. Of course he's going to be at B. I'm going to be right there to counter him. It's not that easy. And he's got to be careful. He's not going to run into the friendly, who is sporting the red, gold, and black camouflage from Halloween. I really like it. Some people hate it, but guess what? That is your and my opinion, and we are free to have that opinion. So, Fly does see an enemy cruiser headed over to D point. The friendly Arizona is taking fire from multiple enemies, it appears, and it looks like all 4 enemies are on the eastern flank. This could be dangerous, Fly. I don't know that I would do this, but they probably need the kills. They really don't have any choice. The game will probably end. Oh, are you really showing a full broadside to a German battleship at 9.9 kilometers? Come on, Fly, take him out. Citadel him. What is the deal? 760 points of damage done. Really? Really? The enemy was disrupted in capturing D, of course. That was the intent, of course, not to Citadel and wipe him out. I mean, who would want to do that? But Fly continues to fire, and this time he does 3,000 more, plus 760. Not the kind of damage you want to see, but he's not really taking any damage, no risk to the ship. They are running out of time, though. And of course, the Japanese cruiser sent us torpedoes. Fly does 3,000 more damage, which is worthy of note. Not as much damage as he would have liked, of course. Ooh, the enemy destroyer, he's so low. Yes, this is the target you want to go after. Take out Sherwin Mike. He is 12 kilometers out, but he's so low. Just take these shots, people. Take these shots. And it doesn't look like the enemy noticed. Yeah, good job, Fly. Kraken unleashed. Gotten. He's got 3 enemy ships left. He's got 2 heals left. Enemy New Mexico looks to be setting up. Oh yeah, he's setting up. Look at his turrets. They are catching that sunlight just right to tell you, oh yeah, he's looking right at us. And he's going to do significant damage. Ooh, he got a Citadel. Or at the very least, a lot of damage. 10,000. That's a lot. So Fly uses one of his heals. He fires back at the New Mexico. doesn't quite get as much damage, I'm afraid. Enemy Miyoko firing at his ship. Enemy Gneisenau is also firing at his ship. Come on, take him out. Get him. Citadel. There's a Citadel. 7,600. He's set on fire. It's only one fire, though, and he should just use the island to avoid most of the enemy, I think. And, ooh, 2,500 again. I doubt that he'll be able to fire before he goes behind the island. So he's going to try and rotate around it quickly. Unless, of course, he gets really lucky. He does fire blind. Interesting. Is this going to be accurate to take the target out? Okay, well, good job, Fly. I can't say that that would work for me, but I'm glad it worked for you. Enemy New Mexico has changed his targets. It looks like he wants to fire on that Arizona. And Fly can use this to his advantage. Now, Fly, I would honestly switch to HE based on the angle of the New Mexico. He could get better angle, but the angle that he has right now, I think that HE would have done better. Now, it doesn't... Well, I think the New Mexico is onto what Fly is doing, and it does appear that he's trying to rotate or keep good angling, at least. Fly is fairly low, I'd say. The Gneisenau, a naked Gneisenau, almost full life, probably hasn't done a lot. Can't really tell from the panel because it's covered up by all of Fly's accomplishments this game. But if I had to guess, probably didn't do a lot. Fly earns high caliber, 6K, and we're getting into territory where torpedoes could be an option. And Fly, use your heal. You can't heal for any more. You should use your heal. You should really use your heal, by the way, and that's the last time I'm going to mention it. The New Mexico is trying to angle his ship. And again, AP on an angled target, not going to work out, especially this low caliber. Should use a HE, not AP, HE against it. But, you know what, when a target is showing this much side, I think AP is very much satisfactory. He fires at the New Mexico. He earns Confederate. Nice. Nice. Secondaries are firing, of course. He's got good angling. He does have his torpedo systems, so he's going to send them against the New Mexico. And it appears that he's trying to predict that the New Mexico might flatten his angle. He also unloads. Not really sure why. Maybe he's not confident in his ability to torpedo. Ooh, he took a big shot. Showed a little bit too much side. And again, Fly, use your heal. He sends his torpedoes against the enemy Gneisenau, who sent his torpedoes against Fly, but Fly was ready for that. And Fly has still not used his heal. He's going to hit 1, 2... Is he going to get the third? No, he misses the third. He shoots AP into the butt of the Gneisenau and does very little damage, and finally he uses his heal. And the Gneisenau still has an advantage on health, but... And by the way, Fly, he's got torpedoes on this side of the ship, so be careful, I think. He's going to fire mid-ship, and he takes out the enemy Gneisenau. And that was a pretty impressive game, Fly. Thank you for sharing it. Close Quarters Expert, Confederate, Dreadnought, Kraken Unleashed, Devastating Strike, High Caliber, 8 kills. Good job, Fly. 181,000 points of damage done. And he probably played this at 720p, so very impressive, Fly. As far as base XP is concerned, Fly earned 3,152. The Sims on his team did a great job, and hopefully he earned some compliments as well. Most of the rest of his team, though, not very good. The enemy Gneisenau was probably the best on their team, but it seemed like a whole team effort for the enemy team and a couple really good players on Fly's team. Interesting how that can work out in multiplayer games. FlyYuch, thank you for sharing this. I really enjoyed this game. You did a great job. You should consider using HE a little bit more, but other than that, great job. I hope everyone enjoyed this game. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.